Welcome to the Nerd Party.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Missing Frames. I'm your host, Sean Eastridge. I'm here with two beautiful people, and we are going to have a beautiful night together. That should be the name of our first album. We're forming a band, and we're recording an album, and it's going to be called We're Going to Have a Beautiful Night Together. So I'm here with Mr. Cinzia Graziano.
Hey.
And his wonderful wife, Chelsea.
Hello.
Graziano. I felt there was a moment where I was like, should I say the last name as well? And then I paused.
That is my new last name,
That's your
so
new last
go ahead
name.
and say
there
it.
There it is, Graziano. Mm-hmm. Graziano. I like to say it like that, with that Italian like finesse. It makes it seem that much more exotic.
That's
I hope you
how
don't
you're
mind.
supposed to say it.
With the hand movements
That's
as
right.
well.
With the, like you have to kind of shake your
It's a
hand.
little
like
okay
that.
emoji thing.
Exactly, that too. But we are. First and foremost, I am a big fan of Adam West. I love him. He passed away last weekend, which is extremely sad. And I realized that Cinzia and Chelsea, neither of you have seen Batman the movie, which is based on the television show. It actually premiered between I think season 1 had just ended, and then they did the movie, and then season 2 started. And have you ever seen an episode of the TV series? Either of you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, not the whole series, but I've seen, just random episodes here and there.
Right.
And I loved it.
Oh my gosh.
But I
it's
have
so
never
good.
seen the movie.
When was the last time you saw the TV show?
Probably a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay. So it's more recent. Because I like grew up watching it. So it's interesting how your opinion about it changes as you get older.
I did not grow up with it.
Okay,
This
cool.
was
So
a
you
new
did see
thing.
it recently. Gotcha. What about you, Cinzia?
So my only experience with this, and I don't know if it's from this movie or if it's from the show, I was at a place called Victory Sandwich Bar here in Atlanta, and I think it's every Saturday night they have a projector on the wall and they'll play something. I remember turning around, I was there with a friend, and Batman was driving a helicopter and Robin was on some sort of like ladder coming off the helicopter. And I was like, what is this? It's like, I thought it was YouTube was up. I didn't even, and my buddy had to then explain to me, no, there's a thing called Adam West Batman.
Yes.
And it sounded really cool, but I never got around to experiencing it until I guess now.
Until right now. You were in for a treat, because that scene is a scene in this movie. And it doesn't quite play out the way you're explaining it to me, but the way it does play out is even more magnificent than you could possibly imagine if you don't know what happens.
I think I have seen that scene.
Yes. A lot of people, I think when we watch it, there will probably be a moment of recognition when it's like, it's this. Exactly. But I love, first of all, I love Adam West Batman. I don't mean that ironically. I think a lot of people, especially in the wake of like Tim Burton and Christopher Nolan, kind of like look down upon Adam West and Burt Ward Batman because it's super goofy. And I don't think people realize like it was supposed to be intentionally funny. Like people are like, oh, it's so stupid. And you watch it. And I got Sarah, my wife, got me the Blu-ray set of the entire TV series a couple years back. And I've been going through it, and it is so brilliant and so funny. Like, this is like mid-60s, so it's very, like, it does have that vibe. It feels like it was made in the 60s. But it is so ahead of its time as far as, like, the sense of humor and the jokes they come up with. It's so brilliant and very clearly influential. You can see how a lot of things, and I know the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is Austin Powers clearly got some inspiration from this movie, but there are tons of comedies and movies and parodies that clearly get their vibe from this movie.
Well, that's exciting to hear because Chelsea and I actually just watched the Austin Powers movies.
Did you really?
I had never seen them. I had just caught bits and pieces on TV.
I introduced him.
Yeah. And she was like, we got to watch these. So went on Amazon.
And
just grabbed them.
This is definitely, even though Austin Powers is primarily lampooning James Bond, there's a lot of elements of this that you could see in those movies. So it's kind of fantastic that you just watched them.
Awesome.
But when you're a kid, and this is like early 90s, so I'm like 5 or 6 years old, and when you're a kid, you don't pick up on like the humor at all. To you, it's like, this is deadly serious. And I used to watch it with my brother, and we used to act out the fight scenes, like the pow and the wham and all that stuff, as it would play out on TV. And the episodes are amazing. The way they would air is it was always a two-parter. I think until the third season they started only doing one episode, but it was always a two-parter, and they would air one on Wednesdays, I think, and then part 2 on Thursdays, and Wednesday would always end with a cliffhanger with like Batman and Robin in some diabolical trap that the villain had set up, and it would always end with like the voiceover like, will they ever escape? Tune in next time, same bat channel, and it was like the best thing ever. And you would have to tune in the next day to find out what happens to them. Spoiler alert, they always escaped, but it was magic. But like as a kid, I thought this was like so like I did not. You don't have that understanding of like that kind of like irony or sarcastic sense of humor. So I took it as the gospel truth, my brother and I. And as I got older, I went through a phase where it was like, oh, this is really stupid, because I was like 12 years old, so I was like really cool. And then you kind of, as I got older than that, I started to watch it again, and I realized, oh my God, this is brilliant. And then you kind of hate yourself for not realizing how funny it was when you were younger. And I know that's unfair to my 5-year-old self, but he needs to get his act together. And I think now's the time for him to do it.
Now
so I'm doing it right
is
now.
the time.
Exactly.
Now is the time. Well, I'm sure I'm going to love this movie. And
Right.
it's probably going to inspire me to watch the show.
I hope it does. And I hope it inspires you to be a better person in general. Not like you're a bad person.
I'm a horrible person.
But I think
so.
this movie brings out the best in people. I had the great pleasure of seeing Adam West and Burt Ward at Awesome Con in DC last year, which I'm thrilled I got to see them. And they're like delightful. Like if you ever get to look up interviews of Adam West and Burt Ward together, like on YouTube, like they're like your like dream grandparents. It's amazing. Adam West is like the goofy old man that you wish could hang out at every like birthday party you ever have. It's wonderful. But I would say, okay, so as far as your excitement, Shinzi, you're relatively excited to watch this.
I'm ready to see some tacky fun.
Okay, great.
On screen.
Great. And Chelsea, you're excited. You're ready to go. Are you anticipating anything? Is there anything you want from this experience that you're hoping to get?
I'm super excited. I've seen the TV show a little bit, so if it's going to be a feature film length, I am going to be very happy about that. Yes. So another thing is that I'm all of a sudden starting to realize that Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy from SpongeBob is totally Batman and Robin from Adam.
Boom. See, this is what Missing Frames is all about. Making your life better through knowledge that you never knew before.
I feel like a better person now that
I
I've
feel like
drawn that
I
parallel.
feel like I'm a better person because I didn't know
Mermaid
that.
Man and Barnacle Boy.
So we're all better people, and you, the audience, all 5 of you are better people as a result of listening to this. So let's go ahead and sit down and watch Batman the movie, and we'll be back.
Now available to own on video cassette.
And we're back. We just watched Batman. So the question on my mind and the world's mind, the listening world right now, is what you, Chelsea and Shinzi, thought of Batman the movie. The first ever feature-length superhero film and the first live-action feature-length Batman film. Maybe the greatest film of all time. I don't know. What do you think?
First of all, I loved it. It was amazing. But I don't know if I'm tired or I missed something. But I'm not entirely sure what the plot was.
Well, okay. So let's see if we can try to break this down. So the plot of the movie is the 4 supervillains team up to defeat Batman and Robin. Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, and Riddler team up to accomplish a single goal. Like they are actually working together.
Dehydrator machine.
Exactly. And then there's also they have a plan to ruin the world by dehydrating
the UN or something.
Yeah, the United World Nation, not the UN, but pretty much the UN, the comic book movie version of the UN. Yeah, straightforward, simple. And then there's an exploding shark that eats Batman's leg in there somewhere.
And then there's a 5-minute, running around the town with a bomb sequence.
Those
What's that all about?
Those are the 2 scenes that I have seen prior to the movie.
Those are 2 of the most iconic scenes. I've seen images and GIFs all over the web of either Batman punching a shark on his leg or running around with a bomb. In fact, to prepare Twitter for this episode, somebody asked what the next episode of Missing Frames is going to be, and I actually found a GIF of Batman running with the bomb through the streets of that wonderful pier town where all the magic happens. So it's famous. It's legendary.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
That's the truth. And you know what? Truer words were never spoken. And this movie is just full of wisdom like that. The ability of the almost human porpoise flinging itself into the path of a torpedo to save Batman and Robin. This movie. So here's the thing. This movie is absolutely ridiculous, but it's so good. And people, there are people out there who watch this movie and they're like, it's terrible and it's stupid and it's
wonderful.
So dumb.
It's wonderfully dumb.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The best part about this movie, I think, is Robin. He gets all the best dialogue.
It's true. Holy bikini.
Yeah, he gets the best problem-solving skills. Like the way he figures out the riddles are such a stretch, and it's just like all super convenient.
I love that every time he solves a riddle, it's
everyone's
always
like, "Oh, Robin knows everything."
Yeah, he's like, bananas, Russians. I've got it. A Russian's gonna slip on a banana peel and break their neck, and everyone's like, "Yes, the only
Robin,
possible meaning." That's all it could be. Like when they're talking to Commissioner Commissioner Gordon and Chief O'Hara, and they're answering the riddles, and both of them go, "Oh yes, of course," if it's like that's the obvious answer.
Robin must have got straight A's in high school.
It's true.
Like every answer he
and it's great. They don't do it so much in the movie, but in the TV series, there's always like a scene where like Bruce Wayne is teaching Robin some like wonderful thing about life, and Dick Grayson, or like it's always like Bruce Wayne is like instructing Dick Grayson about like, here's why you don't do this, and Dick's like, gosh, Batman, it's a good thing you explained this to me. I feel like such a smarter there's always a life lesson to be learned.
Well, and they snuck one in, and it was when Batman goes to get the bomb and he gets rid of it, and Robin goes, but that building was filled with people that drink. Why would we ever save them, Batman?
Right.
And he's like, I forget. Batman says
even people who drink are human beings.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it.
And they also
My life is Batman.
At the end, when they're demixing all the dehydrated not UN people, and he's like, maybe we should change things a little bit, and Batman's like, no, Robin, we shouldn't meddle with the laws of physics and nature.
Mother Nature.
Exactly.
Leave Mother Nature be.
And Robin says, "Gush," I think he says good gosh or something, like he's like,
good
my gosh,
man.
Batman, you are absolutely right. And then there's also a close-up shot of them fastening their seatbelts before they drive off to solve crime.
It's so intentionally stupid that you cannot help but love it.
But there's almost like, I hesitate to call it stupid. It is, I mean, it's ridiculous, but it's not stupid.
It's not stupid.
Yeah.
It's a very clever, smart, wonderful film. But there's something about it. It's like that tongue-in-cheek, like
on the nose.
It's absurd.
Every second on the nose.
Makes fun of itself. That's
Right.
what I love.
Well, go ahead, Shinzi.
It had one moment though, like dare I say it, a cinematic moment when Batman finds out that Catwoman is also Inca, or was that
Miss
Kit
Kit Kat.
Miss Kit Kat. Miss Kit Kat. When he finds out that Catwoman is Miss Kit Kat, there's this shot just on his face, and it holds, and this music plays, and it almost looks like he's about to start crying, and I'm like, this is a moment right now. Like all the crazy action and all the tongue in cheek, everything just stops. And it's just on his face, and I'm like, this is a moment.
I know.
Oh my gosh! Like we did not get, and there's been nothing like this the whole movie. It just seems so out of place.
Well, it's so funny that I remember when I was a kid watching the movie, and my dad would always lose it at that scene. He would crack up, and I, as a kid, was like, "This is so sad. Batman and his girlfriend, they can't be together." And
she never found out.
She never found out.
Does she find out in the TV
find
show
out that he's Bruce Wayne? As far as I'm aware, she does not.
But they never.
And you know what's funny? In the TV show, it's a different actress who plays Catwoman, and she's just as good. But the movie was Lee Merriweather, and it's Julie Newmar in the TV show, who, dare I say, is even more attractive. It's kind of crazy because Lee Merriweather is a babe in general. But Lee Merriweather was in the movie because Julie Newmar had some sort of I think it was either a scheduling conflict or an injury that kept her from doing it.
Or maybe she didn't want to throw a live cat at Batman on a submarine.
Yeah, that poor cat. My God.
During that whole action sequence, it's just like tucked away in Batman.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb, but apparently you can get rid of a cat by just tossing it at Batman. Or a live cat.
And then he tosses it in a lifeboat and then proceeds to fight.
It's so funny. Maybe I'm just more sensitive to these things now that I own a cat. But now, like, any kind of like thing where like a live cat is involved, and like cats are like, leave me alone. I don't want to do this. It's like there's no cat that wants to be. This cat
was in a submarine surrounded by water. Like,
there's no cat in the world that'd be like, I want to be in a movie. I want to be thrown.
Like dogs are like, yes, feed me treats, and cats are like, leave me the F alone. So you just know this cat is miserable. And the thing is, they are fighting, and it would be obvious if the cat was fake, but it's clearly not a fake cat. The cat is like,
the cat's like squirming, trying to like break free.
Yeah, Batman's like punching people as the cat is like struggling in his arms for for about a minute. This cat is like having the worst life ever.
I love that no one will ever carry a gun or shoot anyone.
No,
but by golly, I will throw my cat at you.
Right? Exactly. The easy solution. They're never going to do that. They'll launch torpedoes. They'll launch Polaris missiles.
Dehydrate
you to death. They'll
not even to death.
Gas you.
It's just a temporary thing.
Semi-death.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, what were they going to do with the world leaders? They had them on the sub. Why would they keep them?
But can we talk for a second about the guinea pig people?
Yeah.
They get vaporized.
The shirts.
The GP number one.
GP 2.
I want one of those shirts. First off.
God, I'm sure there's somewhere
Second
on the
off,
internet.
When they come back to life in the Batcave and they punch them or they tap them, they die.
They implode.
Batman and Robin also have this other moment where it's like, oh my gosh, we killed people.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't mean to, but we killed people.
I know there's this whole thing.
There's a lesson, Robin.
You thought Nolan was dark. But Batman never killed anybody in Nolan's movies. In this movie, Batman
kills five GPs.
5 GPs. Exactly. They explode with like this amazing.
That the world leaders could possibly die the same way?
Well, no, because they used high water pressure when they rehydrated.
No, they used low water pressure. It was high water pressure in the Batcave. That's why the GPs exploded.
Exactly. So, see, there's some logic behind.
There's some
science.
Look at that science.
There's some crazy science in this movie.
This is the most scientific Batman movie. Perhaps the most scientific film of all time.
He had a scientist costume on over his bat suit, and then you pointed out, Sean, that he had gloves on his gloves. Right. And he took off both of them when he was talking to the mayor, the police commissioner, who also was talking to the president while being filmed to the people of the world. And it was so silly.
You know what's amazing about this movie? So I mentioned my dad earlier, and this episode is going to be launching on Father's Day, so I think this is appropriate. But my dad talks about how the show came on when he was I think he was in college, and he and his college buddies were like so excited about the show, like, oh my gosh, Batman, it's gonna be awesome, we can't wait to watch it. And up to that point there had been like the George Reeves Superman show, like the black and white show, which is pretty straightforward. I mean, it's cheesy only in that it's super dated and it was made in the 40s, but it's played straight. It's not a comedy. It's not a parody. It's a straightforward adaptation. So I guess we're expecting Batman to be the same thing. And then Batman comes out, and he said his friends and him were like horrified because it was like so goofy and ridiculous. And I was like, and a lot of people talk about it like, oh, well, I don't like Adam West Batman because Batman's supposed to be dark and brooding and serious.
I'm Batman.
Exactly. He's supposed to be Christian Bale angry, yelling at everybody, or like Tim Burton where it's twisted and dark. Or, you know, you're thinking of like Frank Miller with like Batman Year One and The Dark Knight Returns, or The Long Halloween and things like that. But it's like, you have to understand this character has been around for years and years, and there have been so many interpretations of him. And I remember my dad told me that story, and I was like, oh yeah, that's terrible, Dad. And then I thought about it. I'm like, wait, Dad, don't you remember reading the comics in the 60s? They are 100% the TV show. Like when the creators of the show read the comics, like when they got the idea, like they were like, oh, we can make a Batman show. They wanted to do something a bit more like straightforward and a little like kind of zany, but more fun, kind of like The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And they read the comics and they're like, there's no way we can do this but as camp. It's a guy dressed up in a bat suit and he has a child sidekick, and all these villains are so ridiculous. But I always thought it was funny that my dad was like, oh, we were so devastated. And I was like, Dad, the comics were literally like Batman and Robin are like strapped to a giant barbecue and like being sizzled to death by like Eggman. You know, it's like these ridiculous things that are happening. So I wonder what your thoughts are on that. Like, how do you feel about like why do you think people are so against the idea of funny Batman? Like, or at least it feels like with Adam West passing, people have been able to go back to the show and kind of give it a little bit more respect. But it feels like amongst my nerdy friends, it's always like this division of like Batman has to be serious. What do you think?
I completely disagree with that. So I can't really tell you why someone would dislike Adam West Batman, but I like that I feel like I'm watching a comic, if that makes sense. Like, because we've seen Dark Batman. There will always be Dark Batman, but we will not, rest in peace, always have Adam West Batman. Right. So I love that it's goofy. I love that it's funny. And I love that it feels like a comic book on my TV screen.
I know, exactly.
But I don't know. I guess people just are afraid of, he's a bat in the night. He has to be dark.
I think people are maybe scared to accept that it is a little ridiculous. Like, I mean, let's face it.
No, comic books aren't ridiculous. They're a serious matter of life.
You can take them seriously. And, I mean, the Dark Knight movies are like great filmmaking, and they're deadly serious. But one of their biggest accomplishments is distracting you from the fact that it's a guy in a bat suit, like Batman.
Right.
That's a ridiculous concept in general. If anything, something like Adam West Batman makes more sense to go in that direction, because the concept of someone dressing up as a bat is absurd in general.
Yeah, you know, all the superhero movies that are coming out now and everything, they're played like really straight, especially like DC goes for that dark and brooding.
Yeah.
Even Wonder Woman, as fun as that movie was, it's still like played straight.
Right.
And there's, you know, a good element of comedy, but you know, in our world and our politics today and everything and all the craziness that's going on, it's just nice to turn on the TV and have something wacky and fun and campy. Like, it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's pure fun.
I agree. I think nerds and geeks, and I include myself, I'm not pointing at anyone like, oh, you nerds out there. I am completely in those ranks. But like, I think there's like this aversion to like anyone pointing out like something they like being ridiculous. Like, no, Adam West, no, I don't like that. I don't like that they make fun of Batman because Batman's serious and I like Batman and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, guys, we can all sit down and admit that it's a little goofy. It's a goofy concept, but you can take it seriously. And arguably the more compelling Batman stories are the dark and serious ones, which is why I get why people are so like against Adam West Batman. I remember when my mom saw Batman Begins, when we went and saw it in theaters, I took her to it because I was like, Mom, you're going to love it. And she hated it. And the first thing she said to me was like, why wasn't it fun like Adam West Batman? And I'm like, Mom, you're talking about a character whose parents...
Chris Nolan.
Well, I was like, his parents were brutally murdered in front of him. Like, you know, he's a dark character. But I mean, like, there is no one interpretation of Batman. You can take it in any number of directions. It's just a matter of which one is more compelling. But this version of Batman isn't necessarily compelling, but it is, like you're saying,
it's
Chenzi,
entertaining and
so
fun.
much fun.
And like you mentioned earlier too, like, I mean, this is just a product of the time. If the source material was that goofy at the time, that's what the show was. You know, people grew up, and you know the comics grew with them, and it got more serious, it got more brooding. So you know the movies did too.
Exactly.
And even the Tim Burton stuff is kind of, it's dark, but it's also silly too.
It's pretty, and
nice to meet you.
Well, he didn't do that one, but I do want to talk about those. So Joel Schumacher gets a lot of crap, as he should. Batman Forever and Batman and Robin are pretty terrible. Although I will say, out of those four like official cinematic Batman movies, I like Batman Forever the most. I don't really like the Tim Burton Batman movies, and Batman and Robin is terrible.
Nicholson.
I know Jack Nicholson is wonderful, but Joel Schumacher, I wonder if someone were to go back, because immediately people like hate those movies that he did, and as I said, for good reason. But I wonder if somebody watching it in light of the Batman TV series, like if you were to watch Batman Forever as a big budget adaptation of the TV series instead of as a sequel to what Tim Burton was doing, would you appreciate it more? Because that's what Schumacher was going for. He kind of they wanted it to be more zany. They wanted to sell toys to kids, so they wanted to make it more family friendly. Oh, totally. But like, do you... Chelsea's looking over at the shelf. There are no Batman toys. Chenzi, you lied to us.
No, it's in the toy box back in New York.
I thought you were going to say it's in the toilet.
But why aren't they here in our marriage home?
I know.
You know, they're just, I can only bring so many nerdy action figures and video games to my adult home.
A marriage home can't be a marriage home without Batman Forever action figures. But when was the last time you guys watched Batman Forever or Batman and Robin? Like the Joel Schumacher ones?
Never.
Oh man, there we go. Missing Frames future episodes.
Yeah.
God, those will be dreadful.
It'd have to be the last time I had cable, which was when I was in high school, just catching them on TV. I don't own them. That must have been years ago. Yeah.
Now I kind of want to watch them.
Oh, you should, but at the same time, you shouldn't because they are really bad. And the thing is, like, they're cool. You definitely pick up that Schumacher was kind of honoring the TV show. But here's the thing I realized watching
they're
those.
Painful.
They are painful. But the thing is, the TV show has this kind of innocence to it, and it really is Adam West and Burt Ward who make it, because they are so sincere and they are so 100% committed to like this. They're like, it's campy and it's ridiculous, but they are completely straight, and they deliver every ridiculous line with complete like believability and sincerity, and that's what makes it. And because of the fact that it was coming off the heels of like really dark and twisted serious Tim Burton movies, I get the sense with Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, they weren't 100% willing to go full camp. Like there's an awkwardness there that you don't have someone as talented as Adam West or Burt Ward. You have Val Kilmer, who's talented in his own way, but not necessarily a good Adam West replacement.
And George Clooney.
And then George Clooney, which is a whole other story. And then you have Chris O'Donnell, who is Chris O'Donnell. And
wait, Michael Keaton didn't do 1 and 2?
He was in 1 and 2, but those were not styled after the TV series in any way. If anything, those were like a huge protest against. Like, it was like, look how dark and twisted this serious this material is. Even though, let's face it, Batman, those first 2 Burton Batman movies are pretty stupid in their own right. But they were known for being so jarringly different from like the colorful TV series. It was dark and brooding. But like then Schumacher tries to bring it back to the TV series. And there's something about like, when you don't, and you can see it when people like make a ridiculous joke, but you can tell their heart's not into it. And it's like, oh, that would have been way funnier if you had just fully committed to it. I feel like that's what Joel Schumacher's Batman movies are. It's like they're colorful, they're bright, and they're trying to go for that sense of humor.
But the talent can't commit.
The talent can't commit, and you don't get the same level of optimism. You feel like they're cynical filmmakers trying to make money.
I could see that.
It's sad, but like, it is. I mean, you can appreciate the Schumacher Batman movies in kind of a twisted way if you watch them.
They're quotable,
in that
that's
light.
for sure.
Yeah, they're terrible, but you can kind of be like, oh, I see where you were going with that. But this is all leading to the point that Adam West and Burt Ward are wonderful, and I cannot get over how brilliant they are in this movie. And I can't fathom a world in which we didn't get Adam West Batman, because he's so good. He's so good as Batman. And he's like, you should watch the commentary for this movie if you ever get it, because it's hysterical. Like within the first few minutes, it like had me in tears. I was laughing so hard because I think the first thing Adam West says is like, Bert, look, it's a movie, when the 20th Century logo is on screen.
Oh, you mean they both do the commentary?
Yeah, I'll play it after we're done with the
That's
episode.
amazing.
I'll play you a clip, but it's so funny.
A movie.
Yeah, he just goes, Bert, look, a movie. But he and Burt Ward have this kind of just goofy sensibility about them, but they you get the sense that they really loved what they were doing and they had such a great time doing it. And I think that makes all the difference between the two of like Schumacher versus this.
Did they ever make cameos in any like future Batman movies or anything like that?
No.
Like, the studio ever?
Because it's sad that the movies, kind of what we're talking about, like where it was like, oh, it's a kind of embarrassing, like the TV series is the embarrassing version of Batman.
That's such
like,
a shame.
It is. And I think people hopefully respect it more now than they did before. But like, I think because Tim Burton and Tim Burton's movies were such a departure from it, they didn't want to like bring up any like connection at all. It was like, this is its own thing. We're dark now and we're serious.
It would have been great if Nolan did something like just gave West a really serious line.
Well, here's the thing I think should have happened. So it's no secret to anybody who knows me that I don't like The Dark Knight Rises. I think it's a piece of trash. No, it's not a piece of trash, but I don't like it. It's not great. But here's what would have made it great. If this had happened, I would have stood up in the theater and applauded. And it's at the end when, and this is kind of a ridiculous Adam West-esque plot point in general, but when Batman is flying the bomb into the sunset, if he had just looked straight at the camera and said, "Some days You just can't get rid of a mom, and exploded, I would have stood up in the theater and applauded, and I would have been like, you know what, Nolan, I forgive you.
That would have been great.
That would have been,
because the Nolan Batman had some lines like that, like just like on the nose.
Yeah,
not as campy and goofy as that, but like it could have worked. That would have been so good
if they had said that. But again,
I would have loved that.
I think Nolan. I mean, I think those movies were so serious. We can't do anything like that. But the thing is, here's the thing. I think Batman 1966 is better than The Dark Knight Rises, and I think Batman 1966 is better than the Tim Burton Batman movies and Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. And it's by simple virtue of the fact that I enjoy watching it. I don't enjoy watching any of those movies. At least Batman, the movie, can kind of stick with its convictions, and it's smart and funny. But it was funny for a long time. I didn't think I liked the Batman character because before Batman Begins came out and kind of opened my eyes to the character, I was like, I don't really like Tim Burton's movies and I don't like Schumacher, but Adam West is pretty funny. And for a long time, I just thought that was the only Batman movie I liked. So if I were to rank the Batman movies, I would rank it probably The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and then Batman the movie. Well, actually, Mask of the Phantasm maybe, but I might put.
Is that an animated one?
Yeah, that's the animated one with Kevin Conroy, like back in the good old days with that animated series.
Yeah.
But how would you rank this movie in the annals of Bat flicks?
I feel like I'm not able to answer that because I did not see the Tim Burton Batman movies,
okay.
like we stated previously. But I, at the moment, agree that Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and then this movie.
There we go.
Okay, so I'm a sucker for origin stories. I love Batman Begins.
Yeah.
He does.
I
think really I like Batman Begins more than The Dark Knight.
Heard it a million times.
I think it's just such a... well, you're going to hear it one more time.
I love Batman Begins. It's so good.
It is so good.
It is.
It is.
The whole, like, ninja training with Ra's al Ghul and Liam Neeson's great. Like... I think it's a really good origin.
This is serious.
This is serious Batman business.
Nothing is more serious than Batman.
He's
If you haven't learned anything in this episode, it's that.
Yeah.
Nothing. If anything, Adam West has taught us, it's that Batman is deadly serious.
Because Dark Knight is really good, but it's it's like the Harvey Dent show.
Yeah.
Like he's the one with the biggest arc.
Batman Begins is fully focused on Bruce Wayne's character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I really.
So you would say Batman Begins is number one?
Yeah, and then I'd say Dark Knight. I haven't seen Batman and Robin in so long, but that was the first one that I saw.
I love that that's the next one instead of Dark Knight Rises. It's like Batman and Robin.
No, Dark Knight Rises is like all the way at the bottom.
You guys didn't like Anne Hathaway? You're so mean.
She's okay. It wasn't, but you can see Anne Hathaway's... Actually, we totally made a mistake. Anne Hathaway's costume is clearly a reference to... This
I
series
wasn't
and
done
movie.
rating my Batman films.
Oh my
yet.
God, Chenzi, go
sorry,
ahead.
baby.
Fine.
So yeah, Batman Rises is all the way at the bottom.
What was that?
Batman Rises. The Batman Rises.
The Batman Rises. Yeah, and it's Nolan's worst film. And so it's bottom of both lists. But Batman and Robin was my first Batman movie, and I just loved that movie growing up. So
Batman and Robin or Batman Forever?
Batman and Robin.
Okay.
So I'd probably have to tie that with this movie.
Okay.
And then just throw all the other ones after it because that doesn't really matter after the first three.
Okay.
So
All right. I can respect that.
that's my...
So anyway, Chelsea, as we were saying, Catwoman, Anne Hathaway's costume in Dark Knight Rises was modeled after this
Doesn't
costume.
Catwoman just always look like that?
Yeah.
So isn't it just the same costume over
You know
and
what,
over?
Shinzi? You know what? You can leave.
You know what?
It's actually my house, so you can leave.
You're so cynical. Why don't you be why don't you be lighthearted like me and Sean, like Adam West?
I know. Why can't you be? You're just so like Nolan-esque
You're
right
so
now.
Batman Begins is my number one.
You're too Nolan-esque for me right now. Yeah, I love this movie so much. It's so good.
It is.
I'm Adam West. What a wonderful soul, and he had a wonderful long life. And up until the very end, he was a delight. And like I said, I had the great pleasure of seeing him and Burt Ward speak, and he was just as goofy and just as on point with his humor as ever, and it's just amazing to me. So he will be missed, but he has a wonderful legacy to leave behind, and I'm happy you two got to share the moment with me.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and rate this. Let's say on a scale of 1 to 5 shark repellent bat sprays, how many shark repellent bat sprays would you give Batman the movie, with 5 being the best and 1 being the worst? Chinzy.
I'd say 4 batarangs out of 4 batarangs, Batman.
We weren't using batarangs, but that's okay. Chelsea.
I'm using those. It's difficult because I'm trying to just not compare it to anything. So I guess based off how much I enjoyed it, I'd say 4.5.
Oh, I would say a solid 4 shark repellent bat sprays, because I stuck with the rating system, unlike some people I know in this room. But there you go. So Batman the movie, if you haven't watched it in a while, if you're one of those snobby people who swears off Adam West Batman, what is wrong with you?
Give it a chance.
Go back and give it a chance.
Just give it a chance.
You probably find it for like $5 on Amazon. Go watch a couple episodes of the series. It is an absolute delight. Absolutely delight.
Get
Not
that darkness out of your heart.
Get that darkness. Get into the bright night. Get out of the darkness. Turn off the dark. Oh, that's a whole other. That's
Shiny
Spider-Man.
morning. It's a new day.
And on that note, we'll close out. So if you would like, I want to hear all about how much you love Batman, how much you hate us for saying that The Dark Knight Rises is terrible. And what do you think about Adam West Batman? Do you think now he's finally kind of getting the due he deserves? Do you think there is a benefit to funny Batman versus serious Batman? Do you think there's a world in which we can have all of them and they can all be equally wonderful? I want to hear about it. I'm at YayShaunderman on Twitter, or you can reach out to the Nerd Party's official Twitter handle at JoinNerdParty. Are you two on Twitter at all?
Nope.
I
Nope.
Nope. You two are
like
so
it.
much smarter. Man, I'm
I
envious.
have an Instagram.
Instagram. People can follow you and talk to you about Batman on Instagram.
That's what I use.
Some days you just can't get rid of an Instagram, but that's that. That's our episode. So Chelsea and Chenzi, thank you so much
Thanks
for
for
being a
having
part
us.
of this.
Thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you. And
Now get out of my house.
I know. Now time to go to bed. Farewell, everybody. Godspeed.